This is the story of Langley Bear and the Snowy Night.
Langley Bear pulled his red woolen blanket tight around him. "It's ever so cold tonight," he thought. "So cold that I think I shall get icicles on my nose if I'm not ever so careful." He tucked his little button nose under the blanket just to make sure that this most frightful of possibilities hadn't already occurred. Even his shining metal armour didn't stop him from imagining all sorts of things. "Thank goodness," he said, "no icicles yet, but what is that annoying little noise? Patter, patter, tip-tap, tip, patter, patter. What was going on?" He jumped up and looked out of the window, next to which he always lay, as a bear, especially a fearless night bear, used to defending castles, should constantly be on guard. The dark skies above Langley Castle were full of big, white, fluffy blobs. "Blobsville," he thought. "I'm dreaming that I'm in Blobsville." He put his head back on his pillow. He shut his eyes for a millisecond. Suddenly he bolted upright again. "It's not Blobsville at all," he shouted happily. "It's snowing, and we've got the whole castle to ourselves. And of course, if we've got the whole castle, we've also got all of the snow. What a wonderful surprise! What fun we shall have! We can even build a snow night." Langley Bear grabbed the huge iron key and ran to the castle's front door. Cleverly, he managed to get the chunky key into the lock. Not an easy thing for a bear of his size. With a lot of effort and a very big clunk, the door was unlocked. Next, he had to use all of his strength. Thank goodness he'd eaten his vegetables lately. He grabbed the ancient door handle and gave it a good old turn. Then he turned to the exceedingly tall knight in shining armour who was standing behind him. Langley Bear poked him. Nothing happened. Langley Bear jumped on his metal toes. Nothing happened. Langley Bear then yelled in a voice that the whole of Northumberland could have heard, "Gilbert, wake up for goodness sake! We've got snow on our land, and I need to get the door open." The weary knight lifted his visor and opened his left eye. He sighed heavily, but put his arms around Langley Bear's waist. Langley Bear put his furry hands on the door handle. "After 3, 1, 2, 3, now!" he yelled. Gilbert heaved Langley Bear backwards, and Langley Bear pulled on the thick, heavy wooden door's handle. The door to the castle swung open. "Bravo, Gilbert! You can go back to sleep now," Langley advised.
"Not a chance,"
growled Gilbert.
"We knights all love snow, you know. It's not just for bears."
Langley Bear ran outside. He felt his paws sink into the soft but crisp snow. Even in the moonlight, he could see that the world was white. White trees, white lawns, white paths, white roofs, a white-tailed squirrel. Only the castle walls were not white. "It's magical," he murmured. He ran up and down, making bare paw print patterns in the snow, whilst Gilbert strode around, planting massive footprints just behind him. "Ready for a snowball fight, Gilbert?" asked Langley Bear excitedly. He soon wished he hadn't suggested it. He'd forgotten just how good Gilbert was in any sort of fight. A snowball plopped on his head, then another one hit his belly, and another one got him square on the bottom. "Stop it, Gilbert," he said, giggling. "It's not a fair fight." He gazed around at the wonderland in front of him. His beautiful castle looked majestic. "I'm so lucky to live at Langley Castle," he thought. "Most bears would give their right arm to be here day and night, if they hadn't already lost it in battle or had it pulled off by a little boy or girl who didn't treat their bear well, of course." That made him think a lot. Slowly and steadily the sun began to wake up. and one streak of pink appeared in the sky. Even that little chink of light made more and more snowy ground appear all around him. It stretched on and on and on, white, glittery, beautiful, slightly slippery and rather cold around the toes, but so much fun. He started to think what a lucky bear he was once again, feeling sorry for all other bears who did not live in the wonderful kingdom of Langley, as he liked to call it. His head buzzed, his toes tingled, his mind whirred. Langley Bear had a plan. The little bear got his skates on and raced back into the castle. "Gilbert, I have a plan," he shouted.
Oh my goodness me, what now?
Muttered Gilbert, still making giant steps in the snow and nearly stepping on one of the Langley Castle peacocks. But Langley Bear could not hear. He was already halfway up the first flight of stairs inside the castle. Up and up and up he went. 2 flights up, he started to puff and pant. "Goodness, I should not have eaten quite so much stuffing with my turkey," he groaned. On he went, up more and more stairs, until he reached the top. He rushed into the big party room at the very top of the castle and grabbed a tablecloth and a marker pen. He wrote something on the cloth, rolled it up, stuck some tape here and there. Next he pushed open another ridiculously heavy door, and then he was on the castle battlements, still plodding around in snow, despite being so much higher than the trees, and so high that he was eye to eye with flying birds. The snow crunched as he ran through it. What was his plan? What was he going to do? Only Langley Bear knew. Very cleverly, Langley Bear attached the tablecloth in his hand to some wires and started to pull hard. The cloth began to move upwards, slowly, slowly. Tug, tug, tug. Up and up the cloth went. Then it started to unfold. A bit of a breeze caught it and more cloth fell out. And then before anyone could say 6-sided snowflakes, it had become a flag, but a very special flag. Gilbert looked up from the snowy gardens below.
My, that's a very special flag,
he declared.
Langley Bear really is a very thoughtful little bear.
This was because there on the flag, Gilbert could see the words, written in extraordinarily big letters, "All bears can come and play in the Langley Castle snow." Langley Bear had not wanted any teddy bears to miss out. He reckoned most teddies could come and have some fun, whilst their children carried on dozing for a few hours. With a bit of a jog and a fair wind, they could still be back for breakfast time. And he must have been right. As he stood looking down from the Langley Castle battlements, an amazing sight could be seen. From all directions, teddies of all shapes and sizes, colours and types started to appear, trudging through the snow. The flag he had made had been seen by teddies far and wide. "Quick, Gilbert, open the gates!" shouted Langley Bear, his little voice booming out in the very still, clean, white, super quiet world. Down below, Gilbert strode to the gates and used all his might to swing them open.
"Bears, enter as you wish,"
he announced, as a bear with a blue bow tie and a panda bear saluted him. Langley Bear watched as hundreds more bears, some still in their pyjamas, chattered and laughed with excitement at what was about to happen. He grinned broadly and giggled, a little bit like a girl, as he waved to them all. "Bears of Northumberland and beyond, welcome to Langley Castle," he yelled. Without further delay, he turned hot on his heels and ran as fast as a bear can possibly run, pelting down the stairs, which was so much easier to tackle going downwards. "This is going to be the best fun a bear has ever had in his entire life," he told himself. "This is going to be a snowball fight and a half that no bear should miss, or will miss now," he added. We are going to build one ginormous snow knight. How I absolutely love having visitors, he thought, as he ran out of the front door to be greeted by a huge cheer from simply hundreds of grateful bears who had never imagined they could come and play in the snow at Langley Castle. As Langley Bear considered just how happy a bear he was, a snowball hit him square on the nose. He laughed out loud. This is what life's about, he thought, sharing my wonderful life at Langley Castle with others who don't get to be here all the time. Nothing beats it. Nothing else comes close.